This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. Right, well, this video is a particularly long time in the making, given that I went to Yamaha headquarters in Milton Keynes, I think about 4 years ago, and was involved in a situation where they kind of asked about what my opinions were on the current Pacifica and what I would like to see in a future Pacifica. And I think there were, you know, a bunch of people all around the world that got involved in these conversations. And at the time, I was saying they should do something like what they've done with the Revstar, which to me the Revstar showed that Yamaha could make a confident guitar that had some style points. Anyway, so this is my first time seeing one of these ever. I've got, I think, a few hours now to make a video. They've kindly sort of sent this for me to check out, and yeah, I'm gonna do the best I can. Don't consider this an unbiased video because this guitar is being sent to me, but I'll do my best to kind of showcase it, demo it. I've also got This is the Japanese one. I've got the Indonesian one. At some point I'm going to do a kind of comparison. But yeah, nice case, stylish looking black guitar. Let's see how much of the DNA of the prototype, which I think is a really great, confident guitar, they've managed to retain. So the most important question for me was how much of the DNA of this prototype thing, which I think myself and many other people kind of thought, actually, that is a cool direction to take the Pacifica in. How much of that DNA can they sort of maintain? There's some subtle differences, but it's definitely taken most of the hints from here. And one of the things that I got in the Instagram comments was, if they got rid of that pickup ring, I'd be more interested. So I think in many ways they might have even taken this in a direction that people had hoped. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But for me, that's what I felt like, and this was exactly the conversation that I had had when I was invited to go and talk to Yamaha about this all those years ago. The thoughts that I had was that the Pacifica brand, in the UK at least, I think it's probably different in different parts of the world, is kind of synonymous now with kind of decent entry-level to mid-price guitars, and without an aspirational model, I feel like that some of the sexiness of the Pacifica thing is really not there anymore. The olden days of the Pacifica is, of course, Rich Lasner, an incredible sort of heritage. This guitar had taken a little while to settle. If the pickups I'm really enjoying the sound of, these are designed or developed with Rupert Neve Designs. Now I think Rupert Neve has been dead for a while, but I think the company still lives on, and of course Rupert Neve in the audio world, or music audio world, is very well loved. But yeah, the pickups to me seem to be doing something got a coil split here on the bridge pickup. But yeah, I have to say I'm enjoying the vibe of this instrument. I think for a Yamaha Pacifica, they've really taken it in a much more interesting looking direction without, making something that looks obscene. I think Yamaha have benefited here from the Ibanez AZ kind of, what would you say, if this had come out at the exact same time as the Ibanez AZ, you maybe think, well, what is there to differentiate? Or why would I choose this over the Ibanez AZ? Whereas I think at this point now, the Ibanez AZ is fairly mature and, maybe not at the forefront of some people's minds, although I think a perfectly decent comparator. I think for me, the pickups in here are more suited to me than something like the Ibanez AZ. This doesn't have the lumen lay dots, which the Ibanez AZ had and the prototype has. But Goto hardware, Goto trem, some interesting pickups, which for me I think are working quite nicely. I'm going to need some more time to kind of settle into this instrument as an idea. I'm going to check out the Indonesian one as well, but as a first impressions, I'm really enjoying it. The frets feel good. They're not quite as rounded on the ends as the prototype, and I think they look like they're slightly slimmer, but I think they are stainless. They feel that way. Could this be your workhorse? Absolutely. I think this definitely, for me, takes the Pacifica in an exciting new direction. And having been there from the start and, you know, said some of the things that I thought, like maybe stick this on there, do like basically you did with the Revstar in terms of something that's confident and bold. Don't just, you know, make another typical Pacifica, make something a little bit different. It is kind of middle of the road compared to the Super Strats of old, but I think possibly the world has moved on from the Super Strat, you know, fluorescent yellow thing with a Floyd Rose as an idea. And in any case, you can still grab those if you want the older version. But this neck feels, to me, quite a nice kind of, what would you say? It's definitely... I'd say it's not quite as chunky as the AZ neck, which is one of the things about the AZ which I think might be a little bit Marmite. Feels to me a little bit slimmer, maybe a little bit more, yeah, towards the slimmer side than that. I don't know what the colour schemes are like. This black has a bit of sparkle to it that I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but yeah, I think they've done a good job there. To my eyes, the real taste test, I guess, will be to see if I play it on the channel much at all. But I think as far as a modern kind of Strat type instrument can go, and as far as keeping some of that Pacifica DNA, but actually taking it somewhere a bit new as well, I think they've done a good job, in my opinion. And it actually plays really nicely. I'm going to wait for that trem to settle a bit more. I think it feels like it's got 9s on there at the moment, but yeah. In general, I think I'm happy with that, particularly seeing the potential of what the prototype could have been. I'm glad to see that they've basically taken a lot of cues from it, and even things that I think people are going to prefer, like the no pickup ring, as well as adjustment down here. I think, yeah, a really, really tidy step forward in the Pacifica range, probably. Let's see what the Indonesian version's like. I'll probably do another video on that. On issues of price, I don't know how much these are going to come in at. I'm going to guess that they're not going to be cheap. These are made in Japan. This is exactly what I was hoping that Yamaha might do. Bring a better made, more well-appointed Pacifica to the range instead of the kind of mid-price stuff. You can see we've got Goto hardware here. And an improved neck joint. I think that's the same as the prototype, more or less. And then Goto hardware. And here, Rupert Neve designed pickups, which could be a thing. Revstar knobs, really nice inlays. A couple of string trees. So let's have a play.